Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's busy, but
Little guy asleep?
yes, finally. It's been a hard sleep lately, so
Man, man, that's a hard age.
yes, for sure. Hi, Sarah. Perfect. We'll just give everyone a few minutes to get on and
How are you guys?
pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Just prepping my head real fast because I am not prepped. So it's awesome. Sums up my day.
That's how
So
these kind of go. It's like, oh, it's Tuesday.
that's what it was. Not working Monday just totally threw me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, Mars Wednesday? Like, oops.
It was that way last month too when we had this. It was on a
Yeah.
and I was like, oh,
Right.
okay.
We got so much snow like last month and like kids being home and working from home that it just was
Oh,
Because you guys
all a
don't
blur.
really get a lot, right?
No, no, and we got ice and then snow, so it was fun. It's
Ice
fun.
time too.
But yes.
I
Um,
wish we would get snow here. Like it should snow in
uh,
Colorado. It's snowing in the mountains
Yeah,
today, thank God. But we've had like barely any precip this year.
uh,
that's what a few of the teens who live in Colorado have said.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
we have no snow, it's warm.
no, yeah, the mountains right now are on a blizzard warning. And we in Denver are on a high wind. No, we're in a fire warning, and then the plains are on a high wind warning. That's what the state looks like today.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just crazy. Oh, I'm gonna give people just a couple more minutes because I
Yeah.
know.
So while we're Regina knows what we do, so I'm not really
Yeah.
you got it. So I'm just gonna explain like our partnership with Mark Jr. and kind of go into like the iPads that way because I just don't want it to get confused with like what we give out normally.
Oh no, but please share what you give out normally.
Okay.
This is here for
Okay.
we're sharing it for people to rewatch as well. So if a
Okay.
social worker is looking for some resource,
Perfect.
they can go back through and hear. So,
Perfect.
and I made a little slide for you, but if you don't like it, you are welcome to use something else. So,
Well, no, because my slide deck is in Canva and it's very confusing. So we're not gonna go there right now. So I will just use
perfect,
yours and go for it.
perfect.
We could
Well,
really use some young people to teach Canva, I feel like.
I actually do to my I'm in charge of the yearbook club for my son's school.
Oh,
So I have 13 seventh and eighth graders that make the yearbook. And so we do a combination of the yearbook companies stuff, but then we also use Canva. So I teach them in Canva. They learn how to send professional emails. They learn how to do a presentation, how to do the marketing and sell it, and all of that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's cool. It's a lot of work, but it's really cool.
well, I might have you come to like a teen group at some point and teach that, Kristen.
Absolutely. I am more than happy to. So
Can I
I
come
taught
too?
myself, right? I taught myself trial and error. So
Oh,
Same
wow.
here. My coworker is so fast. She just like can fix everything, and then I get something, and I'm like, "Ugh, this is gonna take me all day to do. And then she goes in and still like fixes mine, right? Because it's needed. So
I'm like that with Excel. I am not good at Excel, but Bobby is amazing. Like he's like my Excel guru. So well, cool. I just text our other presenter to see if she's getting on. I'm sure she is. But we'll give it another minute. Hi, Eric. Oh, and he's just showing us up how
Is
nice
this
and
a
sunny.
virtual background, Eric?
I have to say it is. Yeah, I went outside. It's gorgeous outside right now, so I'm taking advantage.
It's sunny outside, but it's super windy. I was telling them Colorado, like the mountains are on a blizzard warning.
Oh wow.
Denver is on a fire warning, and the plains are on a high wind warning.
Goodness. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, It's like almost 60 and not a breeze, blue skies. Yeah, I'm taking advantage when I can.
Oh, absolutely.
Where are you, Eric?
I'm in South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, we had snow recently, and that was the most snow I've ever seen since we've been here. And yeah, not the next day it was gone, and we had 70 later that week. So
Wow.
In North Carolina, and it was a little bit longer than that, but we're finally thawing.
oh yeah,
Thawing.
it's
Yeah.
great over here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping she texts me back. I know she's coming because she said she was yesterday. I think there was some confusion too, because I think people read time zones wrong. So she was like, "Oh no, I can't do it. It's too early." And I was like, "No, no, it's still at noon your time, like 1 o'clock my time." So, well, I don't know. Do we want to get started? And I'm sure more people might hop on. We're recording this. I will share my screen. Where's my screen? Is I need editing. Okay, and share. Nope, that's not the share button I wanted. There it goes. Okay. Well, welcome everyone to our February meeting of Beyond the Diagnosis. This is being recorded. Feel free to share that recording with anyone you happen to talk to. If it's another social worker that reaches out to you and is like, "Oh, well, I've got a DIPG kid and I'm looking for resources." This way they'll be able to look into whatever ways they want. Same with us foundations that are dealing with kids. We want to be their one-stop place, but there's no way we can, and we do a disservice if we don't share resources with them. So well, hopefully she'll be on here. But I'm gonna let HopeCam go first. So Sarah, you want to share HopeCam with us?
So my name is Sarah, and I'm the program director for HopeCam. We've been around for over 20 years, and we are a national nonprofit. Our office is located in Reston, Virginia, but I work out of North Carolina. But we've worked with kiddos in every single state, so we're pretty spread out. HopeCam's mission is to reduce the feelings of social isolation while a child is receiving treatment for cancer. And we do that by gifting technology that they need to be able to connect with friends, family, and their classrooms. So we provide overall, like any child that is in active treatment, hematology patients that are receiving BMTs, gene therapy, anything like that. We provide either a Chromebook or a tablet, and it's theirs to keep. It's a gift. And then we can also provide a hotspot. So if they don't have internet at home or they're traveling a really long distance for treatment, they can have a hotspot until they move into maintenance or return to school full time. And we work with ages 3 through AYA. So as long as they're being treated by a pediatric team, there's no real upper cutoff. We know that their needs change a little bit, and we're perfectly fine with that. Especially for DIPG, DMG tumors, we also can provide an iPad because we know that a lot of the communication apps are Apple-based. So I learned this through Mark Jr. So Mark Jr. Foundation. So we have partnered with them, and it doesn't have to be like through Mark Jr., but anyone that needs an iPad for that reason, we can gift an iPad. And typically we do either Lenovo's or Amazon Fire tablets for like non-brain tumor kids. And they don't have to have those particular diagnoses. We just know that like communication needs a lot of support. We also do other accommodations. So if someone needs a larger screen, we've done a Braille keyboard, like anything, you guys can always just reach out to me and we can figure out if it's something that we can do within our budget, we will do it. And then we work with schools to help them connect to their classrooms if they're interested. Otherwise, we just consider it a friends and family connection. The technology is theirs to keep. We check in. We give them Zoom accounts and Google Meet accounts for them to be able, especially the little kids who don't have cell phones or anything like that, to be able to communicate with others. But if they want a school connection, we have two different ways we connect with school. One is a virtual connection where we work with the school, provide them any technology they need to do. It's so much easier with little kids to explain, but like morning circle time when they feel like it, or if a guest speaker comes in. Older students, we've done like graduation, help them Zoom in for graduation, special events, especially that senior year where there's a lot of like special moments, like trying to make sure that they don't miss out on those things. I do find as kids that go older, they also do want to do more academic stuff, but really it's just to make sure that they feel like they're connected to their classmates and their support system. And then for younger kids, last year we co-wrote a book called My Brave Friend. Emma and Noah fight cancer together, and it is from the classmates' perspective. So we've created a program called HopeCam. It's like a HopeCam kit, and it's pre-K through second grade, and it's non-virtual. So it's for pre-K through second grade, the classroom gets the book and 3 activities that they do, and then we provide the mailing label to send to the HopeCam child. So one is writing cards, and because it's a part of the book, it's like the book that's in the activity that's in the book. Note cards to the child. Another one's a banner that they can hang up in their room or hospital room that the classroom decorates. And then we're working on this one because I feel like there's something better out there, but right now we're doing a beach ball, and all the classroom decorates the beach ball, and then we mail it to them to blow it up. So just simple little things that just keep, we recommend doing one a month so that they can continue to just feel their classmates' support. So they can do all of our offerings are a la carte. So if a child just wants a HopeCam kit, doesn't need any technology, we can just do a HopeCam kit. If they need a hotspot, nothing else, they can get a hotspot. They need everything, we give them everything. So that is the general. Does anyone have any questions about that? And then I'll go into like the application process. Okay. So the application is really easy. It's on our website. It's an online application, and then I also have PDFs linked that you can print off the application for a family to fill out. Really, it's pretty simple. I think it's a pretty simple application. I will say if it is for someone who needs an iPad, it's best to fill it out and then email me so I know, because we'll send that directly to either the speech therapist or the family, like from Amazon or something. Just so they'll get like the rest of our welcome packet, because it's like a backpack, t-shirt, that kind of thing. But we just want to make sure we send that directly to them. And then we check in sometimes. When we check in, see how they're doing. Sometimes we have virtual activities for them to do. Our welcome packet has other different virtual like organizations that do activities for them. And that's really it. Do you guys have questions? I kind of spoke fast. I'm sorry.
I will chime in there. Just when the kids get the iPad and they go through HopeCam, they can apply through Mark Jr. and we'll cover the cost of the whatever program they're putting on there to be able to continue to communicate.
Yeah, that's why we started partnering to begin with. So, the cost of the app and the iPad's quite a bit. So we kind of just split it off so that we could help more kids.
Yep.
So.
Well, perfect.
And we don't, there's no limitation to how many applications people submit. Well, like referral partners submit, not like individual families. Clearly that's like a one thing. And we work with any family that's being treated in the US. There's no financial requirements or anything like that.
Awesome. And as I said before, this is being recorded. So if anyone has any questions, they can reach out to Sarah. They can reach out where it's recorded and type in messages, and we'll make sure we get responses.
And if you ever have like like, I don't know if they qualify or, you know, they need something even different than an iPad, just feel free to reach out to me and we will, again, if it's in our budget, we will make it work. So.
Awesome.
And I know, Sarah, we've found that when the families can get the iPad and then the communication app and speech therapist done kind of earlier,
Mhm.
closer to diagnosis, it helps so much instead of waiting until they're losing the ability to speak and communicate. So thank you so much for both Mark Jr. And HopeCam for making that happen.
Absolutely.
And we do it. That's why I ordered it off Amazon. We just kind of circumvent the whole like putting in line for welcome packets. We just mail it directly to them, so it gets there like next day or a couple days.
Right. Well, and the setup for the because I know with Mary, the setup for the communication device and the learning of it can take a while, especially in the younger kids. So yeah, my recommendation is as soon as a kid is diagnosed, be like, let's get you this, let's get you started on this. Even if they're just sitting there playing around, like Mary would use it just to tell us no in the hospital because she was being mean. But it got her using it so she knew how to do it when the time came. Awesome. Well, woo, I'm gonna go back. Okay. Well, Becky is on. Becky is Ava's mom. And they started Endpoint for Ava in her honor, and she's out in gorgeous San Diego right now. So I'm gonna let her take over and chat.
Well, can you guys hear me okay? Because I'm in my car. Okay, good. And my car just kind of like took over my phone. And I realized I finally found it on my screen in my car on how to unmute myself. I was like looking desperately. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't unmute myself. But then I found it. So, phew. All right. So, like Kristen said, I'm Becky Hanley with On Point for Ava. Thank you for inviting me to join this meeting. I love talking about our nonprofit and what we do. And Ava is my daughter. She passed away from DIPG in 2022. She battled for 21 months, and she did the same CAR T as Mary did, but she only had one infusion and it didn't work for her because she was already in progression. And so it was kind of a long shot anyway. Yeah, she passed away not long after that infusion, maybe like a couple 2 months later, she passed away. But one of her things is that she was worried about the kiddos and their families that would have to travel for treatment and might not have the money to do so. And she even asked that question, who covers that cost? And I had to tell her that it's out of pocket. And that just really upset her. And she said it wasn't fair. And she realized the blessing that she had to be able to go and travel for treatment. And she was very appreciative of that. And then when we decided to, start a foundation, I was reminded of that conversation I had with Ava. And we really look at what we do as her wish, which would be to provide equity for all kids to be able to get to treatment. And realizing that with such a small number of clinical trials, and then even filter that even further to ones that are newer or possibly even working a little bit or keeping kids alive longer, narrows it down to like maybe right now we're pretty sad on the number of clinical trials that are open in the country that are showing any kind of promise at all. It's kind of filtered down to about 3, maybe 4 that kiddos are trying out. And what we do is that we provide the financial support that families need to get to treatment. What we decided, well, number one is that when we were battling, we were referred to a couple of different nonprofit organizations that might be able to help us with travel, but they were all based on financial needs. You had to provide financial information. And when we provided our financial information, it wasn't from the perspective that we lived in San Diego. And that in San Diego, yes, what we can make maybe might be higher than other places in the country, but it didn't take into account that we also pay a lot more in housing and other utility bills. So it wasn't based on our total amount of income compared to what our bills were, and we qualified for nothing. There was one nonprofit, Pinky Swear, that we got $500 from them. And that was it. We didn't get anything else from anybody else because it was always from the perspective of maybe what an income might look like in some other place in the country where maybe income compared to the cost of living was very different from what we face in San Diego. So we decided from very early on, we were not going to collect financial information from families because we know that nobody has a savings account for when your kid gets cancer. And we don't care, honestly, we don't care what people do with the money. We know you're traveling. We know you're either, paying for gas, or you're getting airplane tickets, or you're, getting a hotel room. But there's also other incidentals and other things that an opportunity might present itself that you can make memories with your kid. So if you can cover all of those costs, however which way you want to cover them, and then there's a little bit left over that at the city that you're going for treatment that you can go to the zoo, go to the freaking zoo, make those memories. And so that was one of those hard things that we did that was it was a hard line in the sand that we were not going to collect financial information on families. We were going to send it because we just know there was a need. Our ultimate goal someday is that we would love to tell families, oh, you have to travel for treatment. Just go. We got you. We're going to take care of you. We do what we can when we can. And then the other thing that we do is that it doesn't stop. If the child continues to travel, we continue to support them. And yes, they do have to be enrolled in a clinical trial. And we do vet the situation with the social worker that this is truly happening. But we will also cover the cost of radiation too. So that's not necessarily cover the cost of travel to get radiation, I should say. We have done that a few times. Like I do know that even in San Diego, between San Diego County and Los Angeles County is a little county called Orange County. And there's not a lot of options in between there. You either have to go to LA or you have to go to San Diego. And so we've covered the cost of families coming to San Diego just for radiation, which we know is every day. You have to go every day minus the weekends. And so it's a lot. And so sometimes it's easier just to get a hotel and stay in the San Diego area. And so we have helped cover the cost of that. And we've supported families like that. So yes, it has to be a clinical trial or it has to be some sort of thing that is treatment related and there is travel involved so that they can get there. I assume the other question to this would be how much we give and how to apply. We do it kind of on a needs basis and also how many miles traveled, because the greater the mileage and the frequency in which they have to travel to get treatment, we know that like for Mary's, can I use Mary as an example? We knew that driving to Stanford wasn't an option for you. And that you had to fly because you were coming from Colorado to California. So we do take that into consideration, the distance, so that we can be a little bit more prudent with our decision with how we give money, that we make sure that we have money for other people as well. So if the family has to drive, let's say under 500 miles, we might give like $500 a month versus $1,000 a month, which is the pretty typical amount that we give. If the family has to fly, then we will bump it up to $1,000. And we also know that it's not always just one parent that goes along, that sometimes it's better that two parents go along. But we're also very mindful of the fact, and I think of the Stegmullers again, that with Robbie being so young, that even though if Kristen would go with Mary to Stanford, your husband had to stay home with Robbie. And so I know that he wasn't working, or not as much as he usually did. You have to do some kind of workaround to make sure that, the siblings are cared for as well. In our situation, my son was 17 and then turned 18. And it was easier for him just to go to a buddy's house and stay the night if he didn't want to be home alone or things like that. And we never really left him alone more than one night anyway at any given time, because he was still at 17, he's still a minor. But we do take all of those things in consideration, and we do the best we can with the amount of money that we have, to try to keep with the families each and every month as they continue to travel for treatment. And then as far as applying for support, we just have an intake form on our website, and it just is our website on the contact page. And then we just moved. We were using the form feature that our web builder had. We went with web.com, and it's now Network Solutions. And they didn't store them very well. They didn't store the intake forms. They were sent to me as an email. And so then I would have to then either save the email or print the email in a PDF format and then save it to a different file. And I just didn't like that they were individual intake forms. I actually embedded a Google form, because with the Google form, I can still ask all the questions I want, and then I can just pull it up on an Excel spreadsheet. Then I can see all of the people that we're helping and all of their, across the form, all of their information on one glance. And so I hope other people have better web building sites than we went with the web.com. Web.com is super easy to use, but as far as when you have a form, an active form, and how it's stored and how they get the information is a little bit tricky with them. And so I just ditched it, and I would rather have it all in an Excel spreadsheet already made for me, that I don't have to do it myself, which is just one less thing, which makes me happy. Did I answer the question? Did anybody else have any other questions?
Becky, just remind me, you guys don't have an age criteria, correct? It's just DIPG or DMG?
We actually don't have, not only do we not have an age criteria, we are for life-threatening brain cancer.
Oh.
We have helped a family with ATRT and ependymoma. And so it hasn't been just DIPG, DMG. It is just the need for life-threatening brain cancer being in a clinical trial. We see less of those because they have more standard of care at their hospitals, so they don't have to travel as much. But it did happen for a couple of kiddos, again, kind of in like no man's land for radiation. Just having to get to radiation and coming to San Diego. It just so happened to be that they were coming to San Diego. But we did help one kiddo with ATRT and one with ependymoma.
Awesome. That's great to know. Thank you.
Yeah. And we're currently helping a young lady who's 19.
Okay.
Out of Stanford. Yeah.
Oh,
and she wants to take care of her own care. She wants to do it all herself. And so I'm working directly with her, and I continue to support her so that she can get what she needs.
I'm so glad I know who you're talking about, and she's amazing. So
yeah. Yeah, she's doing really well too. I'm really happy.
Yes.
So yeah, we continue to support her.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I have up here Endpoint for Ava's contact information, website. And then also HopeCams. This will be available for recording as well. But if you need to reach out to anyone and you can't figure out how to, you're always welcome to email or text me, and I can get you in contact with anyone that's presented. Our next meeting is going to be Tuesday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. So wear your green, and we'll see you right back here. You guys are welcome to share the recordings and the YouTube site that has all of them with anyone that's working with kids with DIPG, DMG in any capacity. That's what these are for. So if you have any questions that pop up, feel free to email me and I'll get them to whoever they apply to. But thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Good to see you, Kristen.
Good to see you too. I'll see you in a couple months.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.